Wow.
You know that.
Ah, it's a horror game. It's a horror game. It's a horror game. No, mister, no. You shopping too, bitch? Let me get that. Let me get that thing right there, man. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Let me hold it though, so I know it's real. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Dingus the dingus, gonna crank my hog. Gonna crank my hog all day. Cranking my hog all day. Cranking my hog all day. Cranking my little hog.
I know this isn't what you would want. But I guess it doesn't matter anymore. You're not here.
Nope. Nope. I choose my life. You fucking bitch. I'm dead. There's no way. If I get back in the boat after this, I'm playing the lotto. I'm playing the lotto. Play the lotto, meta. Meta, play the lotto. Play the lotto, meta. Play the... Shit. Bro, in my prime...
Oh, he got me now. No amount of finger banging at 68 points gonna help this one. He killed me.
Until vamp. By the way, guys,
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would never understand.
no, that's enough. No more. No more. Absolutely fucking not. Nope. Not in 1,000 fucking years. You're out of your motherfucking mind. You are out of your motherfucking mind. Absolutely fucking not. Absolutely fucking not. Are you fucking kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me? Like, you must be on crack. Like, you must be on motherfucking crack. I'm about to put it in there right now. Giggity. Stick it in there right now. I'm gonna stick them dots in there. I'm gonna stick those dots in there. I'm gonna stick those dots in there. That's how you get canceled, Meta. I know, but...
Heal. Get him.
He's dead. He's dead. Come on. Come on. Push. Bully them.
He's bad, that shit.
I kind of knew that was gonna happen. I was counting the glass and I was like, huh, Bubba. How the fuck are you gonna get back? Yo, 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 yo. What up, Vamp? What up, Nikolai? Nikolai's in here and Nikolai's in there. How's everybody doing? Hi, Stonely. What up? How's everybody doing today? Welcome to episode 6, season 2 of the Emperor's Corner. Today my guest is Nikolai. Vamp, you have to stop saying that I've run out of people to talk to. You're a scumbag for that. No, I haven't. It's just, fucking... I'm trying to expand everything because people were like, oh, Meta only interviews women. And I'm like, no, the hell I haven't. What's wrong with you guys? I don't like people, but I like to talk. The gift of gab. How are y'all doing today? How's everybody's June so far? How's everybody's Saturday? It's a good Saturday, man. A good Saturday for an Emperor's Corner, We all love ourselves a good Emperor's Corner. Fucking last month I had Bay was great. The month before that we had Miss Orlandria, I think. It's been a good month. It's been a good year for Emperor's Corners and shit. Star started it off for the year and shit, man. It's been good. It's been really good. Damn, working on a Saturday? Fuck it, bro. Get that money. What were you playing yesterday on stream, by the way? I saw you punch somebody in the mouth while they were sleeping. That was fucking weird. Anyway, let me get started on my opening monologue. Let me just lower this a little bit. Y'all don't need to hear that as loud as I do. I listen to Silent Hill music because it calms me the fuck down. If I don't listen to it, I turn into a werewolf. A sexual Tyrannosaurus, per se. But today I was talking to you and you left. I always leave. Well, I'm just a serial lurker. I did say hi, though. I'm a serial lurker. I don't like to stay on nobody's Twitch because eventually something's going to upset me. And I'm very easily upsettable. Upsetty forgetty. Anyway, today's guest is Nico Pawski, a.k.a. Nikolai Belinsky, a.k.a. fucking the man that if there was a live grenade in between the both of us and he tried to chuck it out the damn window, I'd probably hold on to it and stare at him and see who gets chicken first. So, Under Kingdom Scam Center Sim. Okay. So yeah, for those of you that don't know, Nico is somebody that I've dubbed a survivor, somewhat of a... Nah, that's kind of mean to say because I think Roach after a nuclear blast is a little bit too harsh, but I like to think that there's resilience in that, but obviously, welcome back to the Emperor's Corner. Every once in a while, a story comes along that forces people to stop scrolling, not because it's loud, not because it's controversial, but because it reminds us of how fragile life really is. Our guest today is someone whose story has resonated with thousands of people, according to his Twitch. Nico Pawski faced something most of us can only imagine in our worst nightmares, depending on who you ask. Surviving when there was no guarantee survival was possible, but surviving is only part of the story. What happens after? How do you reclaim normalcy? How do you move forward when everyone around you sees you differently? Today isn't just about what happened. It's about resilience, identity, fear, humor, healing, and figuring out what comes next. Nico, thank you for being here. Let's chat.
Thank you for having me. How are you doing?
I'm great. Shut up! I'm great.
Now, fuck you.
Shit. How's Nikolai doing today on Saturday, June the 13th?
Pretty good. Woke up in a pretty good mood. Finished up the art a little bit. Played a little bit of Clone Hero because you told me to. And
yeah, because you wanted to jump at the Tarkov. I've seen your Tarkov matches, bro. It's like an hour. No.
They can be. I didn't do it, but it's good.
Vamp,
it's good.
Vamp, this man said, "Oh, I'm gonna play Tarkov." Like, oh, do I have time for another Tarkov? I'm like, are you crazy?
I did say it. I did say that.
Insanity. Well, I'm glad that you're okay today on Saturday. That you've eaten. You've allegedly showered, so that's good. I'll believe you.
I have.
All right, so before your life got derailed, right? Who was Nikolai? How would you describe Nikolai? That's not the Twitch streamer, but Alex before everything went to shit.
So the way I would describe Alex before I even arrived on Twitch, before I even appeared anywhere near the streaming world, I was just an uplifted, loving guy who liked to go hang out with his friends, party, do the normal, typical teenage stuff. And, always tried to care for everybody, tried to be the one by your side, and just show that there's always a meaning to life. And, I was always uplifted by my mother, always uplifted by family and friends. Always a positive person. Always tried to care for the best.
Okay, all right. What was a normal day in your life while mom was still around?
So a normal day would be, if we were talking high school life, it would just be me getting up, going to school, getting on my skateboard, coming home, helping her with dishes, go to the gym with her, go play games with my friends, maybe go hoop, just typical everyday stuff. And
Okay.
it didn't really change for years. Not until everything went down south,
Of course. If somebody had met the you before your mother passed away, what would be the first thing they noticed about you?
I was very more energetic. Like,
Okay.
I know I could seem very energetic now, but before my mom passed, like, I was always uplifted. I was the one making the plans. I was the one calling everybody. I was always active, I guess you could say. Like, I was an active person when it came to living life. And just everybody always knew if you needed something or something to do, just like you say with gaming, I was always there. I was always the
Okay.
person there.
All right. If you can remember what that was like, can you walk us through that moment when your life took that unexpected turn?
Well, it's actually funny. It happened live on Twitch. You could see it. A lot of people could, because everything was normal. One day I got the call. My mom had been put on an ice bed before, and put into an induced coma. So I had the positive thinking, like, oh, she'll come out of this. She'll be fine. Well, that day on Twitch, 5 years ago, everybody's seen it. I was sitting there. The call happened, and you just see my demeanor from there slowly just go down. I was very negative. I wasn't talkative. I wasn't even trying to interact with people. Didn't show up for streams. Didn't call my friends. And my best friend Noah is the one who pointed it out the most. He called me and said, "Alex, you got to get out of this cycle. Like, we all can see you're killing yourself. You're going into a depressional spiral."
Did you feel like at that point in time that was good advice, or did you kind of wish that people would have just let you recover at your own pace?
It's kind of a mix of both. I tell people it can be a blend of both. Some people don't like it. Some people need the attention, like the coddle, is what I like to
Yeah,
call it,
yeah,
where
yeah.
they hold you close. It's to me, I needed that, because if I wouldn't have had the waking up, I would have just sat there in grief and regret and, survivor's guilt. I would have just regretted my whole life. But hearing that from somebody who's been close to me my whole life was the awakening I needed to be like, hey, life goes on. No matter what happens, you can't stop. You need to push on for them.
Of course, of course. And did you find, was that like a strength for you, your best friend at the time, or was it more like or like did you feel like it was more like this was something that you could have came out of alone, or were you grateful to have those people around you?
So I would actually say in my case, I was very grateful to have the ones around me, including you guys, like everybody on Twitch and the friends I've made. If I didn't have the people around to give me the advice or just talk me through it, I don't think I would have made it out. I will tell you guys that honestly and personally, I don't think I would have made it out. I wouldn't have been the person I am today. And I'm very grateful for everybody that stood by my side during those times.
Okay, no, I feel that. I feel that. I'm for one of those folks that I do know how to recover alone, but I also know how to ask for help if I need it. And I think that that's very important, especially when it comes, a society where men are always expected to be the strong pillar and stuff. It's okay to be weak.
I like to tell men that a lot. I like not just men, just women and men of all. Like, it's okay to sit there and have emotions and feel like, yes, you should be able to handle stuff on your own.
Yes.
You should be able to. But it is not, healthy to not ask for help when you do need help.
Of
Like,
course.
if you need to reach out, I tell people, reach out, call me, text me, I don't care, call a therapist. Do what you need to.
Throughout all of that, what part of yourself was the hardest to keep alive?
my inner child.
Okay.
I'm not gonna lie, because once all that went down, it was like the one person keeping me to stay who I was originally just kind of faded. So it was really hard to keep the inner child in me.
Okay, no doubt. Hey, look, so I know you as somebody that moves around a lot, right? And I move around a lot too. You know, I've lived in every single damn borough in New York City. You've uprooted yourself plenty of times,
Yeah.
you know, and I like to think that, you know, people that do that, you know, it's like it's more or less a psychology of like not really ever feeling that they ever had a home, you know, or that, you know,
Yeah.
whatever spot that they're making, they got to make the best of, but this isn't my home, you know? What do you think is the difference between feeling welcomed and feeling like you truly belong in your life?
A good way to explain that is feeling welcomed can be as simple as looking at it like on Twitch or a gaming community. It could be like, hey, you feel okay to come in and hang out and stuff, but yet you don't want to get too personal.
Okay.
Like you kind of keep your distance. And where when you feel welcome, like where you're at home, where you feel like you're comfortable and stuff, that's where you meet your true, like what I call family. You got your friends and you got your family. When you feel at home, you feel comfortable to talk to those people about your day, about your life, about your family. And those people are welcoming back. You guys just have a good connection. So really, it's about feeling safe. I guess the way to end it short and sweet is you got to feel safe to feel at home. To feel comfortable could be as simple as going to a party. Feeling safe and at home is feeling comfortable to stay the night and stay there for however long you want, Obviously with reasons.
Yeah, of course. Do you think you're moving? Is it a form of independence for you? Or, and for lack of a better word, do you feel like it's an inescapable loneliness that you have yet to kind of like close?
I definitely wouldn't say it's loneliness because with how much I've moved around, I've kind of accepted being okay with myself.
Yeah.
And especially now moving across town and stuff, across country, it's like I've come to an inner peace of like, no matter what happens, I have myself. And it does hurt sometimes because you do get those moments of loneliness where, you're fighting your thoughts and you're like, man, maybe I don't belong, or maybe it's just this. It's never really that. You're fighting your own demons. You have to be comfortable with yourself. And I feel like this has built my journey and built who I am.
Okay, now let's hold on to that a bit, right?
Okay.
What you just said about loneliness, that was very, powerful and stuff. But do you feel like, on another segue, that maybe like the way that you feel about loneliness, you've been so comfortable in it that you may sometimes, whether knowingly or unknowingly, sabotage something because it just seems weird to you to kind of have like a closeness with another person, whether it's in friendship or in a relationship?
It hasn't happened a lot, but I'm not going to say it hasn't. I have had times where I've been too comfortable with myself and it feels awkward.
Yes.
And it feels almost too real, so you kind of push yourself away. And I've come back to those moments in my life and been like, damn, I really did kind of fuck myself over there. I kind of screwed it.
Do you know that you're doing this, or is it more like do you notice the pattern? Like you're like, all right, I'm comfortable, because I do it too. Like I'm not gonna lie to you. Like I'm talking from a place I would never put you on the spot unless it's something that I've been through myself. But do you ever say to yourself like, okay, I know that my mood isn't based around the fact that like this person appreciates me, but I can feel myself that maybe someday they're gonna leave and I'm just gonna have to hit the self-destruct button on this thing before they can hurt me.
I actually have had a few times where I've had to like backtrack and fix stuff because of that. So yeah, I can definitely say I've had moments where I've completely self-sabotaged, not knowing in the moment, but then looking back on it and figuring out the pattern, like you said, I'll be like, shit, maybe I do need to change that. And I'll use that for future reference. So if it does come up, I can try to change it when it happens.
Fair. What makes you emotionally stay somewhere, whether it's Twitch or, obviously your new roommate or just in general?
It's got to be, honestly, you got to have a little bit of compassion.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, that doesn't mean you don't gotta love me. You don't gotta fucking try to get with me, nothing like that. But, you know, having that caring and compassion as a friend and stuff, it does make me want to stay. Like Twitch, it doesn't really bother me. I do this because I love to do it, and nothing's going to stop me. But when it comes to communities and being a part of something, it's definitely got to be, I got to see a little compassion. Like you actually care about the people and what you're doing, you know?
But when you say care about the people and what you're doing, do you mean more like are you good at differentiating when somebody sees you as a subscriber versus like, you know, like they genuinely
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. It's I like, to me, you know, if you're doing it for the money, you can tell when people quote unquote care more about people, or, you know, in friend groups, this friend pays for stuff, so they like them more. I don't really like that. That's favoritism, you know? Now, don't get me wrong. I understand you like your subscribers. You want to give them a little extra incentive or whatever, but it's also like you shouldn't treat your viewers any different than your subscribers. They should. Now, obviously, you got to be careful because people could be acting some type of way and shit. Yeah, you got to get rid of them. But for the most part, for the people that are genuinely there and caring and actually show up for your streams or show up in your communities or your friend groups, you got to show a little compassion for them, like support, you know, be like, hey, I appreciate you for being here. I hope you had a good day. You know, that little bit of love, you know, you care about them being here and having a good day and all that, you know?
Of course, of course. So, you know, so obviously like there's been a lot of, you know, you grew up gaming a lot, you know, like video games were like a very much like an escape for you with a lot of stuff, you know?
Oh, yeah.
And I think that video games have the power to teleport us to that point in time that we were at, you know, growing up. I know you played a lot of Halo. I know you played a lot of COD. You were into your shooters and stuff, you know. What version of Nikolai do you become when you pick up the controller whenever you turn on Halo 1 or even the first Call of Duty?
Oh man, I actually just experienced this recently. I booted up the Halo Master Chief Collection and went back to Combat Evolved to play some multiplayer. Dude, I bring out the old little me, little sweaty tryhard, talking shit, you know, having a joy time. It brings out the nostalgia, you know, like playing all those old games, playing the classic Call of Duties, Gears of War, Halo. It brings just it reminds me of little me, and it brings that smile back. It's just that memory that'll never leave.
Of course. Do you still have? Are there any old friendships that you still have from your old COD nights?
Oh yeah. Oh, a bunch. My buddy Zach. We haven't talked in a while. We still have each other, and we talk on Facebook once in a while.
Yeah.
But me and him have been friends since 2007 on Xbox 360.
Beautiful.
And we don't game as much anymore. You know, life kind of drifted us apart for the gaming part. But we still keep in touch. He still talks about the memories. And just good times, you know. I have a few other ones. One of them, you know, unfortunately passed away last year, but he'd been my friend for almost 10 years on the gaming world, you know.
Okay.
And it's just, I try to keep those friendships. I mean, me and you, for instance, going on 5 years almost. Like, my friends that I make on my gaming usually aren't people that I just add randomly. It's people that I actually hang out with and feel like I can enjoy time with.
Yeah, of course, of course. What do you think hurts more when those memories hit you when you're playing these games? Like seeing the game itself and like the people that are, you know, that you no longer speak to or like hang out with that the game was attached to, or thinking about the people that were around you IRL when the video game was out?
That's the part that gets me right there. It's not the people that I game with, because in the gaming industry, we kind of all know gaming friends come and go. Unfortunately, you know, life drifts us apart. But it's the ones that are around me, because for the most part, growing up gaming, it kind of falls back to it. My mom was always around. She always watched me play my games. She watched me do my world records, play Guitar Hero. Every game I played, even if she didn't know what was happening, she'd sit down and watch.
That's beautiful. That is beautiful. Is that the part of your younger self that you miss the most, just having your mom around for to watch you play those games, even if she was just chilling in the background?
Oh yeah, even to this day, because she would watch my streams and stuff. So it hurts, and it's like, you know, some days I catch a tear coming down, and it's like you miss you. Damn, I'm almost gonna tear up saying this, but it's like you don't know what you're gonna miss until it's gone. And when she left, it was like all those memories flooded in, and
Yeah, of course.
all I could see is her standing over me saying, "Good job, Alex." Like, "Oh wow, good job." And it's just like, damn,
Yeah, of
And
course.
it's sad. It's sad to have that missing piece in your heart.
So you also play a lot of Clone Hero, right? Like you love
Yeah.
that shit. It's like literally you were in the trailer too for their whatever they did that one time and stuff,
Hold on. Vamp Jr.
what is it that keeps bringing you back to Clone Hero?
Honestly, it's the nostalgia.
Okay.
It's one of the first rhythm games I ever played. I remember Xbox 360 was out. I didn't have it yet, but I still had a PlayStation 2 because PlayStation 3 didn't come out until after the Xbox. So during the PlayStation 2 era, Guitar Hero was released. And my mom knew that I was a huge rock fan. I've been to concerts as a kid, loved that shit. And when she bought me Guitar Hero 3 and brought that shit home, for a year straight, I didn't put the game down on PlayStation 2. It was Kingdom Hearts and Guitar Hero. That was it.
That sounds about
And
right. Yeah.
so ever since Guitar Hero 3, I've been a huge fan of it. So every Guitar Hero and Rock Band that came out, I got all the equipment that I needed and all the games. So it's just always been there.
No,
It's
of course.
fun. Kids hand-eye coordination. It's healthy for kids to get into. It's music. Like, it's fun. It's good for everybody.
All right, so I'm gonna jump into a little bit of Tarkov with you since that's like your
Oh god.
another
here we
one
go.
of your main games. People call that game very stressful. It's literally like but the most stressful game I ever played in my life was always Hunt Showdown, and I like to think that Tarkov is like Hunt Showdown on crack. You've become very fluent in that Tarkov language, right? What is it about it? Like, what's the emotional itch that Tarkov scratches that other games just don't?
So it really is the realism. Like when you go into that game, like your whole keyboard is utilized. Like every part of your keyboard is utilized. But it's not even that makes it interesting. When you go in, it's real mechanics, real guns, real parts, and it's like, you go into a raid and just that fear, kind of like in Hunt, but worse, of like, oh my god, I could get one shot in the face and my $1 million kit is gone because some motherfucker just sniped me. And it's that itch to know, it feels real. Like I could shoot well, I mean, okay, it's game physics. We all know it's not full realistic, but for the most part with its ballistics, it's very realistic. Like your armor matters, what you're wearing matters, your weight matters. It's just that realism itch is so good. So even as stressful and pissed off as you get, you're like, damn, there really isn't no other game like this, though. And you just go back to it. It's fun. And if you have a friend group to play it with, especially in PvE, not the PvP, it's so much more relaxed. Like, it's still stressful because you got the bosses and the AI aim, but it's so fun to just go in with your crew and wipe out a whole bunch of people and know you did it with good, realistic physics and it felt real.
I could never, but more power to you, my friend. How do you think Nico 10 years ago versus Nico now would have handled losing an entire kit in Tarkov?
Oh man, 19-year-old me would have probably punched a hole in his monitor or broke a keyboard. Probably. Easily.
Fair. Why do you think that is though? Like, why do you think is it that you're a lot more patient now than you were back then?
It's mainly the people I'm around and like the lessons I've learned, and plus like after losing a good keyboard once or twice, it clicks in your head. You're like, damn, I just went through like $150 in keyboards. Maybe I shouldn't smash a keyboard or a monitor. And so and plus I've taken lessons and stuff. I've helped with my anger and stuff. Like,
yeah, of course.
Learned to calm myself off. Because when I was younger, I was a very, very bad with my anger. Very bad tempered. So to hear how I am now, it's 10 times better. I'm more calm. I get mad at games. We all know that, but
No, I mean, listen, I get mad too. What y'all don't see off stream is, like I I haven't broken a controller, Rage, but I've literally but I've gone to like there have been times this shit where you'll see me grab it and I just kind of do a little, and like I'll to remind myself that the damn thing almost cost $150. So I gotta calm down. So I understand that, man. It's not easy. It's not easy being a gamer in like in any type of space and stuff. It's not easy knowing that you missed that shot or knowing that you could have killed somebody, and it's just like it's rough out here. So I understand, man. 19-year-old, just like you said, 19-year-old Nico, 25-year-old Meta probably not, but definitely 19-year-old Meta would have thrown the controller clean through a window, legit.
Yep.
Because I think I snapped the Mega Man Battle Network 3 caused me to snap my DS like this. So there's some issues in there. Anyway, we're gonna jump into a little bit of a love after loss segment. It's no secret that you've obviously that you've lost your mom. It happened on Twitch. Is there a quality of hers that you carry into your everyday life?
Just being loving and supporting of the ones around you. Be as the best person you can for the surrounding people, so they know they can be the best of themselves too.
Of course. How did losing her change your understanding of time with people that you love?
Oh, that one took a minute for me to understand, but it was more like I've come to learn to love the ones that are around you a lot closer than you think, because you never know at what time or place that anything could happen.
Absolutely. What's a conversation that you wish you could still have with her?
Oh, honestly, it's a recent one now. It's because of what just came up in the game reports. The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time just got re-announced again. It's being fully remade. And me and her would always talk about Legend of Zelda. Every time it come out, it was the one game she would play. And to this day, I still wish I could talk to her about it, and I wish I could go tell her about the new one. I sent the picture to my sister. I was like, God damn it, I wish she was still around.
Yeah, that's tough. I feel that, man. I play Legend of Zelda at my grandmother's house, and fucking she's gone too, man, so I get it.
It's rough.
It's rough. It's not easy. I wish they would just stop remaking games because it brings back everything legit fresh.
It does.
All right, so I know, it hasn't always been sunshine and sunflowers with you. Obviously sometimes, we do things to kind of escape our grief, whether that's, chemical dependencies, or et cetera, et cetera. A lot of people are quick to judge, but they never really ask what does it take to soothe, that pain when you're going through it, and they see the bottles, they see the drugs, they see everything, and they just think you're out here having a good time instead of like, damn, bro's really hurting. Looking back, what did you think you needed relief from when you were in your more substance heavy days?
So back in those days, like around when she passed, around the time she passed and stuff, it was kind of hard because a lot of people only see me doing stuff like drinking or doing a substance or something and being like, oh, he's just, he's just trying to cope, blah, blah, blah. When in reality, they didn't see that nobody was there by my side. And the only thing I had to soothe my pain at the time, until I reached out and people reached out, was alcohol and drugs. And, I regret it to this day. I tell everybody I do regret it. But at the same time, it's hard to openly tell somebody. How can you truly understand somebody if you've never been through it? And a lot of the people that judged me were the ones that haven't lost a parent or never lost a sibling or anything. And they're still living life like it's normal. They haven't understood, like you said, the time of concept with, or the concept of time and all that. And, for me, it's like, I'm trying to erase time. That's what it was in my head. During those times, what I was trying to soothe is erasing time. Nobody could see that,
Do you wish somebody would have, or are you grateful that you came out of that on your own?
I wish somebody would have, I do wish somebody would have seen it earlier, but when I came out of it on my own and then having the friend support and stuff, it felt just as good though, because it means I could overcome it. Like I don't have to rely on something or somebody to overcome my problems. I can do it on my own. It's just nice to have the support. So I would, yeah, I would have been nice, but it wouldn't have changed anything.
Of course.
I feel like the way I went about it was the best way to go about it.
Who do you think fought the hardest to recover? The person that you were before your mother passed, or the person that you wanted to become to keep her proud of you afterwards?
I would definitely say the person after, because it put a lot of like pressure on my shoulder. Because when my dad left at a young age, I already felt like I had to be the man of the house. I did a lot in the house. And once she passed away, it was like, we don't have any brothers really in the family that stick around. I'm the one man that stuck around. And all that weight of my mom went on to me. And I feel like it was way harder to recover after than before. Because beforehand, it was like little bits and pieces you could recover. And my mom was helping me through that. But once she was gone and I took all the weight of the pressure on the shoulders, it was like, shit, I really don't have, a safety net anymore. I'm the safety net. I'm the person. So it was a lot harder. It was a lot harder when she passed.
Have you forgiven yourself for her passing?
Thankfully, yes. I've gotten over survivor guilt. I've forgiven myself. I've forgiven everybody. Because I even put at fault her boyfriend because they were on vacation when it happened. But it wasn't his fault. She shouldn't have gone. She chose to go. So I have to admit what happened. And I did. It hurt, but I did. I forgave everybody. I forgave myself. I forgave everything.
It's very strong of you. A lot of strength in that. All right, so you've jumped around through a lot of communities, right? I know you've seen a lot. Obviously 5 years on Twitch, or however long you've been on Twitch.
6.
We're
6
going on
years
6,
on Twitch, yeah.
Okay. So 6 years on Twitch. It can be kind of rough. Lord knows that I've had to kind of like. When I saw the writing on the wall, I literally grabbed all my IRL friends and I was like, you guys are going to hang out with me on here and y'all have no say in this. And, thankfully for me, they all agreed to it. Bam, please. I want to laugh, bro, especially after the conversation we just had.
I'm trying not to laugh either because I'm wiping tears already and I'm like, God damn it, Vamp.
So, so in all that stuff that you've seen, right? When you've lost enough people on this dumbass platform and every goodbye starts sounding the same, do you ever feel like you leave communities before they can just exile you? Like what is it that shows you that you're just like, all right, this isn't for me, I just gotta get the fuck up out of here?
It kind of falls back to what we were talking about earlier. It's like the compassion and stuff. If I could see you're being like a shitty person, or I could see that you're being the fake type energy, like you're just here to bring everybody in, like we've talked about people before, it's like I already know I'm not welcome and I can sense it. And I'll just be like, you know what? I think I'm going to step away. And if somebody says something, then clearly it meant more. But if they don't say anything, clearly I didn't matter enough. So it's like, before anything goes south, I'm out. I'll leave. And it goes off of a feeling. Like everybody's going to feel different in every channel. Just because you feel uncomfortable somewhere, somebody else might feel the best there, It's awkward to say because we've got some shitty people on this platform. But to me, it's if I don't feel comfortable enough to be there, then clearly I don't feel welcomed enough to be there.
Yeah, fair. What do you think is the biggest misunderstanding about you on this platform?
That I'm too nice.
Really?
A lot of people take it. A lot of people think I'm really nice and sweet, which I am. I can be to the ones I care about. But they also, not a whole lot of people see the negative side of me, like when I'm pissed off. But when it does come out, because something has seriously pissed me off, people take it as like I'm just an asshole to somebody, or like, oh, he doesn't know how to act, blah, blah, blah. You react some way. To me, I don't give a fuck what anyone thinks. Like, if somebody pissed me off to the point where I'm upset on my stream, yeah, I'm gonna say something. So that's how I look at it. They mistaken my kindness for weakness, and then they take my anger as like I'm an asshole. And they do that to a lot of people. It's a lot of people on this platform. Somebody pisses them off, they say something because they're human too, and boom, they're a problem now. It's like, no.
No
I'm
comments.
just talking about
No comments. But that's probably the best. I will act before you do. There you go. That's probably the best way that That's probably the best way I've ever heard that described in my 5 years on this platform and every single episode of the Emperor's Corner. Like I'm not that I've asked everybody that question, but in terms of like the way that I've seen, like it's literally the way you react to something is going to determine how that entire community treats your ass from then on. Then we're not getting into that though.
Let me say that real quick, if you don't mind.
Yeah, go
I
ahead.
wouldn't say the entire community, but people that aren't accustomed to the community, people who don't know you and stuff. I could definitely say, yeah, that's how the rest of the people are gonna treat you. Because the people who are there, they generally know who you are, and if you act out, they know something pissed you off or something. You know, if you did it within reasoning. So,
Word, I have a very open-ended policy of please correct me if I'm wrong and let me know if I'm bugging. Nothing will happen to you, I promise.
yeah.
Okay, you know what? That was great. But you know, I wasn't expecting that, but I like it. You know, do you feel like after surviving for so long you're finally living, or do you feel like you're still in survival mode?
You know, there's a part of me still in survival mode. I can feel it, but I've overcome it. And so when I go into that survival state, I just I stop, I take a deep breath, and I remind myself, I'm like, nothing's wrong. You're okay. Like, there's no need to panic. Don't overreact. Just take a step back if you need to. That's why a lot of the times, if I feel like that, sometimes I'll just disappear from places. I'll be like, you okay? And when I come back, I'm like, yeah, I just needed a moment. Just needed a quick moment.
Okay. What moments have made you think in the past 6 months, whether, you know, both in your IRL life and in your streamer life, that make you think, wow, I'm glad I'm still here?
Honestly, it's the people I've met. It's the ones I've enjoyed. Like, I mean, this community right here, I've been here ever since day one. I've hung out with you guys all. And it's like every time I look back at that type of stuff, like this community and Beck's community, I just smile and I go, I've done a lot of good. I've met a lot of good people. And it's worth every bit of it. Every fucking bit.
Okay, all right. Yeah, we're almost wrapping up here. Jesus, okay. I didn't expect us to go through this quickly and shit. You're like Ella 2.0.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I
swear.
come too? I was gonna say, did I come too prepared without the questions?
Yeah, way too prepared. So you know, another good segment would be like, you know, self-authorship. You know, Nikolai, what kind of man are you actively trying to become still?
The man I want to be is kind of like the leader type. You know, not like the weird leader that wants everybody to follow him, but like
Hey.
somebody. So, I'm the leader.
damn
I
right.
say. No, but it's like I want to be the one that people look up to. You know, I want to be that man that people look up to and say he's a good guy. Like, I'd like to be like him. Obviously, don't be like me, everybody. Don't be like me. But you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, of
Like,
course, yeah.
personality wise and stuff, be positive, be good. I want them to look up to me like I've done something in my life. You know.
What are some things about yourself that are toxic that you're still learning to outgrow?
Sometimes I need to just keep my mouth shut. Like, so even though things could be said and they should be said, I need to learn to keep my mouth shut because I tend to say shit that could just go better off unsaid. I'll definitely say
But do
that.
you feel like that comes from a place of like, I'm being disrespected? Or does it come from a place of like, damn, you know what? That didn't deserve that kind of reaction. I should have just thought about that before that came out.
It's kind of a bit of both. I'm not going to lie. It depends on the situation. It's a bit of both. Because, I mean, there's situations where I could, you know, like, it wouldn't have changed the outcome, but I could have just kept my mouth shut and stayed out of the drama. And I just put myself into it. But then there's other times where, like, somebody's acting out, and yeah, somebody should say something, but it's just going to cause more problems. And me being the guy who likes confrontation, oh yeah, I'm all for it. But I'm learning to get better at it. I'm learning to get better slowly and every day.
Okay. In 10 years, what do you hope for Twitch Nikolai and IRL Nikolai?
IRL Nikolai to be happy, maybe with somebody, maybe who knows, and just living peaceful. You know, both ends. Just having a peaceful, good time. You know, keep the progression going. Have the grind to never stop. You know, be with the same people that we've been streaming with, and if not, at least chatting with them, and just having a good life. You know, enjoying time with the family.
Okay, that's fair. Do you feel like life finally feels meaningful? Like, would you know if it did, or are you just
You know, I after my mom's passing, I didn't for a while, but a couple years ago, I have officially come to terms that there is a meaning to life, and my life has a meaning, and everybody's life has a meaning. You just have to, you know, put it. You got to put it to some use. You know, you actually have to put an effort.
okay? Fair, fair. All right. So we're coming into the last two segments. You know, every so often, you know, like I like to throw a gut punch when I can. Well, what version of yourself do you think you're still grieving, if at all?
What version of myself am I grieving?
Yeah.
The one that lost his mother. Pretty much the child that lost his mother is the way I
Okay.
look at it. It's I don't ever look at it any different. I still can't to this day. I still cry. I still have moments where I wish, you know, that day would change. But, you know, I just have to keep reminding myself every day that life goes on. Nothing can take back time. And, you know, life just you just gotta make a good effort in life, you know?
Fair. Uh, on this platform, what is the loneliest you've ever felt? And if who, did anybody notice?
You know, it had to be when I started, and it wasn't long. It really wasn't long. It was I got started because of my cousin.
Yeah.
And when I first started streaming, I was doing Dead Space, and nobody showed up. No joke, not a single person showed up for my first couple chapters. So I was like, ah, dude, this isn't even worth it. Like it's so boring. I feel sad. Like nobody's showing up. And then I met the Jam Fam, and it just like all changed. That all changed afterwards.
Okay. You still talk to them, or?
Oh yeah, he doesn't stream as much anymore because he became a businessman. But when he does stream, I stop in there and I still play Dead by Daylight with him.
Oh, that's nice. Okay. Um, if your mom could tune into your Clone Hero streams, what do you hope that she'd be able to get out of that?
Not the fact that I still kept all the stuff she grew me up with. You know, like the inner child is still there. The stuff she taught me was still there. Because my dad wasn't the one who gave me gaming. My dad was all against gaming. My mom and I were gaming partners. We played Mario Party. We played Zelda. We played everything. So for her to watch me play Clone Hero would just be, you know, her knowing that my childhood is still in my life.
Yeah, that's beautiful. Do you feel like you finally belong, or do you still think that the day that you are gonna find that place that you belong is gonna come one day?
I feel like I belong. I know a lot of people say like they don't feel like they have their place or anything, but honestly, ever since I've met you guys and been with the people I've hung out with, I feel like I've had a place on here, and then in real life, I've always felt like I've had a place to be. Like even when my mom passed, it was devastating, but I never lost sense of like I don't belong here. Like, you know.
Yeah, of course. All right, well, last 5 questions. Well, not 5.
Hey, we almost made it to an hour. We're almost
it's more
there.
like it's more like 4 or 3, but you know, I like to extend it a bit. What meaning do you hope people find when they get to know you?
Oh, the meaning of joy. You know,
Okay.
just always having fun playing something or doing whatever you're doing. Because that's what I always like to imply is no matter what you're doing, you got to have some sort of joy out of it. Because if you're not enjoying it, you clearly don't like it. So I like to always be the implication of having joy in your life. You know, having fun.
Okay. What do you think people misunderstand the most about your humor?
I don't think it's ever misunderstood. I just think they think I'm a very depressed, dark person because of my dark humor.
Fair, fair. If somebody were to come to you and ask you, you know, hey, I'm having a hard time differentiating between surviving and living, what would you tell them?
I would tell them, when you're surviving, you're just doing the bare minimum. You're just doing enough to keep yourself going, which is like eating, sleeping, paying your bills. Where when you're living, you're actually wanting to enjoy life. Like, for instance, I said, I'm going home. I'm going to an amusement park. I'm going to live my life no matter what the fuck happens. When you're surviving, you don't want to do all that extra stuff. And I always tell everybody, stop doing the bare minimums. Go outside, enjoy a walk, play a game, go hang out with a friend. That's how you live. Living is about doing. Surviving is just bare minimum.
You see, you're a pretty good fucking talker when you're not high off that fucking skag all the goddamn time, goddamn.
I am high. I smoked beforehand. Thank you.
Jesus Christ. The whole stream's canceled. Episode 6 is done. I'm bringing Jax back.
Well, hold on. I did say I wouldn't smoke. I would not. It's all away. I'm not smoking a stream, so I don't cough. I didn't say that. I didn't say I wouldn't smoke beforehand.
You're right. Jax might smoke too. Webtrain.
You're like, God damn it, Webtrain, get back here.
Oh no, Jax, I kind of stopped doing that because nobody really think. But if you guys want to, I'll ask it. Like I don't really like if y'all are willing to ask questions. You're like, Danny, you're supposed to be on my side. If y'all are willing to ask questions, like I'll ask and stuff. I was drunk as shit during my first time interviewing Jax. I had to hang out with somebody I had no business being with, so I got drunk.
Listen, I will admit though, I did respectfully say I wouldn't smoke on stream because I didn't want to get into a cough fit. And that was just, I was like, look, we're not doing that. I'll smoke beforehand if I want to smoke. It's not going to hurt me to not smoke on the stream. Okay, I can put it down.
Yeah, fair. Jax asked you how you're dealing with your own mortality now.
Oh, yeah, because, okay. So Jax asked that because I actually was asking him with help. Because I was going through an existential crisis. And I was having the, fearing my life shit, like fearing the meaning of life and everything. I've actually learned to just accept fate as it. I'm kidding here. I sat there and I just sat up one night and I just started researching, different types of how people view the ending of life, like how life can end. And, to see how many possibilities that people think of, like whether they're true or not, it made me realize that life is a lot more beautiful than we expected it to be. And the universe is bigger than what we realize. And, for me to be even a living speck in this universe and to give my knowledge to whatever I have, whether I do get to come back, whether I go back as a spirit or I'm just dead, I've just accepted that life is life, and we got to do what we can to make the best of it and to carry on our legacies.
That's fair. I like that.
I will admit, it did scare me for a while. I will admit that, because I woke up one night freaking out thinking I was going to die. I was like, fuck, I'm going to die tomorrow!
Yeah, I'm kind of just, I'd be satisfied if, rage, I don't need nothing. Just cut off my head, send it to England and put it on display so I can laugh at them one more time and call it a day. That's all I want. Bro. I don't care what happens after that.
The way I want to go out, if I die, as long as my body's good to be seen, I want an open casket, and I want the ending song from Inuyasha to play, so those motherfuckers that don't know what this song is, I can gatekeep them one more time.
Jesus Christ. Oh, well then. If the curtain closes on Nikolai today, what do you hope people get out of, you? Like, if you pass away right the fuck now, tonight, no questions asked, and then tomorrow, you leave it to folks on Twitch to just remember something about you.
It's, if there was, a plaque to be put up about me or something to remember me by that somebody put up, it would just to be that I want everybody to know that you have always been loved by me. You have always been cared, and that your life does not end when one journey ends. It just means you have a new journey beginning.
Okay. Okay. I fucks with that. All right, well, ladies and germs, that is the Emperor's Corner, episode 6. Maybe I haven't decided yet. In closing, right? Nikolai has spent a lifetime learning how to survive. He survived grief. He survived addiction. He survived moving from place to place, community to community, and version of himself to himself. But survival was never supposed to be the destination. The destination was meaning. It's the people who stayed for him, the music that he's played one note at a time, and the Tarkov raids that he survived. The communities that felt like home, may they have been briefly, or the moments that made him think, damn, I'm glad I didn't give up. Maybe meaning isn't something we discover all at once. Maybe it's built slowly, like trust, like recovery, like learning a song so well your hands remember it before your heart catches up. And maybe the bravest thing Nicholas ever did wasn't surviving. It was deciding that his life deserved to mean something after he did. This is the Emperor's Corner, and this was Nikolai Papowski.
Thanks, guys.
Take care of yourself, brother. I'll catch you later.
Later, everyone.
Oof. Well then. That was something, wasn't it? Look at this big ass clump. Hold on, I gotta fix my hair. You know what? That was good. I don't know what Vamp was so scared about. He's my manager and shit. He was like, Meta, are you running out the people to interview that you're interviewing Nikolai? And I was like, Vamp, please. No, Meta, listen to me. I pay your rent. You must remember, at the end of the day, I ran out of the joke. Anyway, Vamp doesn't like to talk. Vamp will be like, this is number one bullshit. Yeah, I washed my hair today, so it's not agreeing with me, and it's pissing me off. Like, it makes me look like, I'll ask him, though, but he's gonna be like, what the fuck I have to talk about? Pigeon droppings? Shit. I've been trying to get Rage on here, guys, for, like, the past 8 interviews, and she keeps telling me no. Yeah, she keeps going, I have nothing to speak on. Boo hoo hoo. Boy howdy. I'll get her one day, though. I'll get her one day. To be fair, though, she's behind the scenes helping me pick you guys out. So, y'all got to be grateful for that. Had some great people here. She'd be giving me the courage to ask certain motherfuckers, Oh, shit, okay. Yeah, Nikolai did a really good job, guys. Hand of applause for Nicholas. This will def go on YouTube. I also got to upload Bay's episode if y'all haven't watched that yet. Bay did a really good job, too. Everybody's done a really good job. I'm proud of all of yous within reason. I'm going to go have some food and stretch. Oh, get a good stretch for the rest of the day. Oh, and look, once again, my hubris has left me with nobody on at the moment. So, with that said, no, I will not take in. I am proud of you and your praise, Kink. I am proud of you. There's nobody to fucking raid out to because I haven't followed everyone. Would you believe that, huh? It's so good. So good. Peace comes at a price. Nicholas, thank you so much. You were extremely well spoken. Anybody that stood here and watched, appreciate y'all. BBQ, thank you for stopping by. I know Nick's your boy, so I really appreciate that. Because yeah, exactly. I'm telling you, I'm the Thanos of Twitch. Not the Oppenheimer though. That was last year. You know what? Let's go raid Jax. Fuck it. We could raid Jax. I like raiding people that ain't there. It always cracks me the fuck up. Ah, shit. But I appreciate you guys all standing by and watching. I'm gonna go play Grounded for the day. Maybe cook. If anybody wants to watch me, I only wear an apron. It's $20 to watch. If you want the front camera view, though, with the hole by the apron's mouth, the thing, that's another $50. $20 is just for the backside, $50 for the front. If you want the aerial view with the erection, that's about $180. So yeah, we're gonna raid out to Jax, who's obviously not streaming at the moment, but fuck it, we're gonna go over there. Appreciate my mullet, and I'll catch you guys on Monday. Am I streaming tomorrow? No, I'm not streaming tomorrow. I only take Apple Pay. I'll see you guys on Tuesday. My bad. Tuesday for Rivals. Wednesdays, I'm thinking about doing Fortnite. I'm going to switch around the game because I do need a Capcom game. Capcom must happen. Because I need to be picked up by Capcom. It is a must. Especially before Onimusha comes out. Or at least I'm going to try. I appreciate you guys. Love is a strong word. Remember, guys, it is not goodbye. Mwah. But it is good night.